Welcome to Burger Edition, the show where we review burgers and go terribly off topic. I'm Sebastian.
And I'm Matt.
This is episode 107, Universel, restaurant Universel, Déjeuners and Grillades.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta have a Ric Flair moment and woo!
Okay.
Because, it's been a while, Sebastian, that we have been doing this episode without any Red Bulls.
It's true.
It's after we had breakfast, it's breakfast burger.
Well, Matthew,
I'm super tired.
You had a problem.
I'm so sleepy.
She offered you coffee and you refused.
I regretted it immediately after.
Yeah, I don't know why. You had so much time to then ask for a coffee.
Yeah, I guess you should always say yes to anything.
Well, I mean, the coffee was $2.
Oh, yeah. All the refills, though? I don't know.
Refills free.
I was flustered, man, because I was so late.
That's true.
20 minutes late. I've been
You
trying to make an
started
effort.
on an off foot. Matthew, I arrived at the restaurant at the time we agreed upon.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm meeting a friend here. I'm not sure if he's here. I looked around the restaurant, came back. I said, no, he's not here. Okay, it's going to be for two. Great. Would you like a booth? Sure, let's take a booth. That guy's almost done cleaning up. I'm like, I'm in no rush. My friend's not here. I sit down. I message you that I am there.
Yeah.
And you tell me you're mere blocks away, maybe 4 blocks away.
Yeah.
And you'll be there soon.
Yeah, I may have lied.
Yeah, I had a feeling, Matthew. I feel like this is a thing you do where you say, I'm just crossing this street when you're minutes away from that street.
Yeah.
You're blocks away, but you're like, I'm just crossing this street now.
It's a very common habit.
I think that's
people have,
okay
right?
for people to do when that is the next street that they're going to cross.
Yeah.
Presuming that by the time I read it, you will be crossing that street.
Yeah.
I feel like you do that blocks ahead.
Yeah. It
What
works.
street were you crossing when you told me you were crossing Guy Street en route to Peel Street? You were walking out your front door,
I
weren't
was
you?
not yet at St. Mark.
Okay.
Which is a few blocks
before
that. But I find those types of lies work best in bulk. In a grouping. Because,
What do you mean in bulk? When you tell many of them?
yeah.
When you tell that lie all the time?
Yeah. If you have more time, well, to the same person though.
Okay.
If I had sent
You've been pulling this a few times with me, Matthew.
If I had, if I was in the shower, if I was still in bed, then I would
You
text
tell
you,
me,
I'm just
got
getting
out
out of the shower.
Okay.
And then when I'm actually getting out of the shower, I would tell you, it's like, I left my place 2 minutes ago. And you extend what should take 5 minutes in the end is extended to like 7-8 minutes. But you do that to every single step along the way, and all of a sudden you bought yourself half an hour of time.
I suppose.
Had I sent you a few more before,
but no, you haven't buttoned yourself. You've lost yourself a half hour time because every time you tell me you're somewhere, you're already minutes late.
Yeah.
From the moment you hit send, you're already running late from that. You're doing the reverse of what you should be doing.
Yeah, well, sometimes I send a text. I'm ready to send a text. You know what? I need to catch up on myself. So before I press send, I run a block, and then I send it as I'm running. So I don't know when you got it. I don't know when it worked.
And you decided upon the time. I was at home. I was killing time. You told me when to be there, and then I left accordingly with enough time to shovel my steps, and then get there on time.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I had a whole issue with my headphones, untangling them.
Okay.
I'm a little too powerful when it comes to tying my shoes.
What does that mean?
I'm always breaking my laces.
Really?
That happened again. Yeah, I'm constantly grabbing my laces and it's like, I need them nice and tight. And then I pull and it's like, snaps in my hands.
That never happens.
It happens to every pair of shoes all the time.
Really, Matthew?
Yeah. So then
you need to get some Velcro.
I think so. I think there's no way to aggressively press down one piece of Velcro to another.
No, you tighten it so one strap. You pull it tight and then you fold it over.
I'd end up ripping that little tab off.
Really?
Yeah.
Of the Velcro?
I'm sure
That's
I
so
would.
strong.
I'm very
Stronger than a lace. So Restaurant Universel, 2 locations, one on Rue Peel, 2055 Peel, and also 359 St. Catherine Street West. We went to the Peel location. Matthew, what were your first impressions when you sat down? You actually recommended this restaurant, and you've been to their other location before, if I'm not mistaken.
You aren't mistaken. No, I went there just last week. It was what did I get? I got some sort of breakfast poutine.
Okay.
It was very good, but it's so sickening.
Why?
So it's just like it sits so heavy on your body. And then the first thing you want to do when you're in a big booth, you just want to lie down, just take a little nap. And I think we've talked about this before, how that would be a really great idea for a restaurant.
It would be, but you'd also be acting like an 8-year-old.
Well, sometimes 8-year-olds have it good. They got
They
ball
do.
pits. What do adults have? They do not have
No
ball
ball
pits.
pits.
They have coloring books.
Yeah.
Coloring table
Placemats.
placemats
Yeah.
and crayons.
Placemats and crayons.
What do we have to do when we're waiting?
I don't know. Read the news. That's what I did.
I try to really avoid the news. Sometimes people at work will tell me, it's like, oh, yeah, you hear about what's been going on? And I tell them no.
Wow, Matthew, that sounds like you really have no idea. You hear about the thing going on? Oh boy, everyone's up in arms about that thing.
Yeah, well, that's how I will relate to those people. I'll just walk up and be like, man, news is crazy. Things are
Happening.
really happening. 2018, eh?
2018, eh? Oh man.
No, but people give me a lot of grief about just not knowing what's going on in the news. And I
Like
tell
what?
them,
What was the big news story that you missed recently, Matthew?
apparently we're not supposed to be eating romaine lettuce.
Oh yeah, that's big.
Uh,
That's true.
and I was like, I've been eating sandwiches, and I think I had romaine. I mean, there's a bunch of romaine in the fridge.
In your fridge right now?
There was.
Oh,
But
you ate it all.
I'm still here. I like iceberg anyway. So
Okay.
Just
Maybe switch up to the Boston lettuce for the next couple of weeks while
Maybe.
there's a huge E. coli outbreak.
Yeah, I see. Like, I don't pay attention to these things.
Okay.
But there's also, there's the ones that are more like impactful in the world where I don't know. There's just people are dying everywhere.
Like a typhoon or something?
Are there
Like-
typhoons?
No,
Or
I don't
is
know.
there-
That was
there-
just an example.
Is there another earthquake that's gone on? Is there
Not that I know
has
of.
there been some kind of mass shooting somewhere? Like
There was one.
there was?
Not
See, I
long
don't-
ago.
Am I
Couple
do I
weeks.
have to trouble myself with all this information all the time? Is it illegal to just live in ignorance?
No. Ignorance is bliss, they say.
Yes, that's what I'd say.
You're like Postman Pat, a very happy man.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be brought down by all the bad news in the world, and I don't care to be lifted by all the good news. I want to just remain neutral. Is there a lot of good news?
No.
Oh well, I'm
I mean, there's some. But you know what? Often, I feel like CFCF, a few years ago, they made a segment called Good News, where they once a week would find some single piece of good news. But like they're going out of their way to once a week have one good news story, whereas most of the other stories are bad news. I guess maybe not most of them. Some of them are just, here's
News.
information.
Yeah.
The government is working on a thing.
yeah,
They hope to do the thing by this time.
yeah.
It will cost this much. It's just data.
It's true. The bad news is all of the horrible things going
Yes.
on. And the
So there was a
accidents.
fire. People are homeless now.
Yeah,
It's almost Christmas. They have no toys.
yeah. Well, that's the least of their worries.
Well,
No toys.
Well, no, it's all one story. They're homeless and have no toys.
Okay.
And it's almost near Christmas. It's a bad series of things. It always happens.
Yeah.
Christmas
I
lights, burning homes down.
If I could, I would just live in a cabin in the middle of nowhere and never have any. I wouldn't know if aliens landed.
So, but Matthew, what are you doing in the cabin?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Like picture living your life, but
Sure.
the only thing you're not doing is constantly scrolling through your news feeds and reading newspapers and watching the news and listening to the radio. There was a time when I was carpooling with someone,
Yeah.
and I had to listen to
News radio.
the news radio.
Yeah.
And I hated everything I heard.
Yeah, really?
Hated it all. I hated the the serious items that they would bring up would be depressing, and the not so serious items, which I found they just put way too much focus on, and they would be talking about it for days. And I was like, get on with your lives, do something else. Like, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough, I guess.
And everything would just upset me. And then you'd hear people call in and hear
And they're
other
upset
people's
too.
opinions. And I don't want to hear people's opinions.
But, okay, I mean, you've got a point there, I guess.
Well, I don't
But
know what got me off on this whole.
What are you doing in the
tangent.
cabin in the woods?
That's between me, myself, and
woods.
I.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see your point. I could probably live a fine life if I was just an uninformed citizen and didn't care. Just watched movies and TV, read books, and didn't worry about current events.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what's the change?
Yeah.
All you know is like, oh, that's why the new bridge isn't done yet.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I get angry.
Yeah. I'd rather be more like the Grinch and just live up in my little cave. Now it's a cave instead of a cabin. But,
Sure.
anywhere in
a
seclusion.
In a Grinch situation, it's a cave.
Yeah. Because the Who's can just be murdering each other all they want. They can be... what else do people
All
do?
the Who's in Whoville.
Yeah, it would have to rhyme with murder. What rhymes with murder?
I don't know.
Rhymes with murder.
Girder? Herder?
Maybe one of the few times where Dr. Seuss rhymed murder with murder. We'll just rhyme the same word with the same word. Anyway, I'm good.
You can rhyme maybe kill with Phil?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the Who's in Whoville?
Want to...
Decided to kill until they had their fill? I don't know.
Ah, yes.
Would kill until they had their fill. And the Grinch just stayed in his cave.
I'm not going down there.
He was alone, but behaved.
What a different take on he
The
was
Grinch.
alone, but behaved.
The Grinch who just didn't disturb Christmas. The Grinch who minded his own business.
And he was still shunned for it. Because he's like, well, you should be aware of what's going on in the world, Mr.
We're all
Grinch.
killing each other down here, and you don't care. No. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. Because, if he went down, he'd be one of the first to die.
The Grinch?
Yeah, he's different. He's green.
That's true, but if he's staying off the grid...
Yeah. That's true. But
all the Who's are checking their Facebook feed. They're not annoyed with the Grinch's selfies. He's off the grid.
Yeah. There's times sometimes I do go on the internet and I'm like, I'm gonna post a comment here, and then I don't. and like I said,
all right. Okay.
There's this on Black Friday. Everybody's going nuts about Black Friday
deals.
Deals.
Yeah.
And then he had some people just writing like, can we all just not go out and buy stuff? Let's just remain human. Let's just remain civilized. And please don't let consumers. And I'm like, I got so. I don't know who I was more upset about, that post or all the people commenting on it. And then I was going to comment something. And it's like, this is just a way to lose
Start a
another
fight.
Facebook friend.
Yeah, I feel like Matthew, you need to make an effort to not start fights on Facebook, as do I sometimes. You and I are kindred spirits in that sense, because I hear that like, oh, why are we worried about all this commercialism? To me, that just sounds like you ain't got no money to buy no things at good deals. I've been saving up my money. Got myself a new TV. I got a new phone and a smartwatch because they just threw it in Black Friday deals. They gave me $100 prepaid Visa. I'm getting sweet deals.
Wait,
if you want to stay home and get normal bills like a chump while I'm got sweet new gear, Chinese watches... That's your business.
Well, yeah, you keep yourself out of my way. Then I'm happier at home.
I was at the end of a 2-year contract anyway, so I just made the most of a Black Friday deal.
Yeah,
but I'm not swinging purses at nobody. I'm also seeing a line and going, not getting that deal. I don't feel like it.
No.
So don't judge me.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who is this Facebook friend of yours? I'll tell him off.
I think I'll respect their anonymity. So you got some Black Friday deals? You got a watch, you said?
Got
Chinese
watch
watch?
and a phone? Got a Chinese smartphone and a Chinese watch. I figure, the Chinese are making my phones anyway, so I might as well go with the company that is Chinese.
Yeah. So phone companies now, instead of just trying to one-up each other on making good plans and rates for you.
Yeah.
Now they're just giving you watches and credit cards?
The extra stuff. Yeah, they just wanted my business so bad that the deals were undeniable.
Wow.
They gave me $100 prepaid Visa. They threw in like a $200 or $300 smartwatch and gave me a brand new phone.
Huh. Still not a hologram watch though, right?
Not a hologram watch. I don't know if those exist yet. If they do, they probably don't give them away for free.
Probably not. But
Matthew, what would you do with